Welcome again to the Conservative Historian. I'm holding a book here about the kings and queens of England, but not just any random grouping of them or a chronological view from 1066 to the present day. No, this book has a particular focus. This book is focused on the bad kings and queens of England, the notorious, can we say it, maybe even evil kings. And one of them who is featured prominently is Richard III, one of the Plantagenet kings, in fact, the last of them. He was defeated in 1485 at the Battle of Bosworth Hill by Henry VII. And therefore Henry VII then founded the Tudor dynasty. The Tudor dynasty is celebrated because of Henry VIII and his 6 wives, and Elizabeth and her golden age and defeat of the Armada. So from that period, from 1485 to the death of Elizabeth in 1603, the Tudor dynasty was celebrated, glorified. Part of that has to do with the historians at the time. One of those historians was Sir Thomas More, who actually worked for the Tudor regime up until the point when one of those Tudor kings, Henry VIII, had him executed. But before that, he made a very nice contribution to history by glorifying the Tudors. So, Richard III Plantagenet, bad king. Henry VII, good king. Most of the historians to this day come to that conclusion, and Henry VII unquestionably ended a very bloody and awful 30-year time and period of English history called the War of the Roses. Again, something that a lot of people have read about. Henry VII went on to rule all the way to 1509, so a 20-plus year reign, and was credited with bringing peace and prosperity back to England. He ended the War of the Roses. But one of the key aspects of it, of his reign, was the fact that he was truly monarchical. Yes, he brought a better sense of good government to England, but he did so in a very high-handed and arbitrary manner, even employing a force of individuals that today might be labeled even something called secret police. The point of it is this: good government and authoritarianism are sometimes seen to go hand in hand. More government, better. More somebody in charge, better. More, even if you will, regulation, better. The problem is the very individuals exercising the power of government can sometimes use that governmental power in a coercive manner. Henry VII certainly did. He used his power in an arbitrary and coercive manner, sometimes to the detriment of the English people. So when there is this yearning for good government, and the yearning that sometimes goes along with it, which is more government, understand how that line is between good government and the evolution into authoritarianism or even tyranny. Now, our system, the United States system, with its checks and balances, separation of powers, veto on the president's part, approvals on the Senate part, the inability to get amendments through without a 3/4 majority of the states. Sometimes it is difficult to get things done. But the reason that this system is in place, and the importance of this system, the understanding of this system, is to stop the evolution into tyranny that government can sometimes take. Henry VII was very successful, but he was successful as a tyrant. We, as Americans, have enjoyed an unprecedented era of prosperity in the context of a government of checks and balances and a government of certain, not complete, but certain limitations. We want the American system, and we do not need nor want a Henry VII, as good as a king as he might have been. Thank you.